Hello, friends. Welcome to another Say It Loud podcast. It's not just another one, it's a special one with our best friend, Dre. My name is Matt, your host, and of Matt Blumpkin and the Runs, which is a reference you don't understand yet, but you will when you finish this podcast. We've had Dre on at the end of 2016 and now at the end of 2017. And because she's one of our best friends, she's a good person to talk to in terms of gauging the previous year and trying to talk about goals for the next year, which for me is fascinating in the music industry. You know, I learned that a calendar year does matter, and it's fun to and important to set goals for yourselves. Dre is definitely one of the most organized people in music, it sounds like. You know, she's a freak in the spreadsheets. That's what we learned. And she's got a lot of good things coming up this year. Go on Spotify or download her single Follow that she released in 2017. I'm convinced she's one of the best singers in Austin, maybe in the country, but she would never admit that or even entertain that idea. But that's why we love her. So enjoy hearing about the changes of 2017 and all the awesome things that we're expecting in the new year. Holla. Holla at Dre. All right, let's do this. Let's do a podcast. Ready?
Yes.
Yeah, it's happening.
Let's start doing
Yes.
It's happening.
Yes, begin.
Hurry up before Clint's segment starts. We got him
Yeah.
right now. So
Clint's here. Oh, we should start
Time's
right
ticking.
now. Yeah.
I gotta
Well,
go
welcome
soon.
to the Say It Loud podcast. We've got our best friend in the world, That Girl Dre, here today.
Holler! What up?
We've got and a full Fair City Fire showcase.
Yes.
It's incredible.
hey,
We're all here.
Hey.
this never happens.
We've
Straight.
got Brett,
I feel special.
Brian,
Hi.
Clint,
Goodbye.
Clint the Invisible,
No. Hello.
Joe,
Hey,
and I'm Matt. And Hoosier's out eating his bone. It's perfect. We're here, ready to go. This is your third time here, Dre. Did you know that?
Is it 3?
Well, not in this.
I don't know.
bit,
Stone for the
but-
Has she
first
done
one,
more
so I don't count
podcasts?
that
Yeah.
first one.
Yeah, she's done more than Clint has. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
This is my fourth.
I've
maybe.
already got the giggles. I
Yeah.
always get the giggles on this with you guys. I don't know why.
wait. Which
I'm
one
like
is this for you?
instantly sweating.
Which one is this?
It's gonna be your 3rd.
You're wearing like.
Is it 3?
Yeah, I think it's your
Wow.
third.
Whenever
All right.
whenever you do 5, we'll do one of those like 5 timers clubs.
Yes.
Like
I want a
an SNL.
bomber jacket
Yeah.
with my name on it.
Yeah.
With y'all's name on it, actually.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
5
I
timers
think
club.
the 5th time we get to shave your head, I'm pretty
Yes.
sure.
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty much.
It's in the contract.
how that- yeah.
Bold. By coming
Just
on
so you
the
know,
show the
yeah.
first time you-
I'm scared.
You should probably just stop talking to us after 4. For the
Yeah,
best.
yeah. The 4th might be the last one, given that.
That might be it.
Yeah.
Hey, we never really talked about how you decided to go by That Girl Dre instead of That Girl Snoop. I always wondered that.
Bring it right to the forefront, Matt. Why don't we?
Well, that's my way of segueing into the game name right off. I think we just do it right away.
Oh, wow.
Let's just do it. Let's shake things up.
Unprecedented.
Get excited. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I was thinking the same
Yeah.
word.
That's good.
We're
We're on the
switching
same
it up.
wavelength.
Yeah,
What's that?
We're always
Switch it up.
finishing each other's
The name game or the
I like that
name
Brian
game?
put his hoodie on for this.
Yeah,
Sandwich.
He's ready.
I'm in a dark
All
place.
right, get ready. It's like
I don't know what's happening.
Undercover.
I'm
No,
in a
really.
dark place now.
Oh yeah,
really?
Clint, you're never here for the name game.
Yeah. The game name.
The game name or
The
the
game.
name
TM.
game?
TM. Yeah.
So what you've missed
TM.
is, we've got a new game. It's Sweeping the Nation. We usually save it for the end, but I say let's just get in there. So that's what I say.
It's part of the game.
Yeah. So the idea of this one, I was thinking was, well, it's your 3rd time. So I was thinking of 3s because also Fair City Fire, 3 words. That Girl Dre, 3.
Oh,
So it's about 3s.
You're blowing my damn mind right
That's
now.
what I'm trying. Like, that's the segue I built, so it
I think
makes
you
sense
blew
for
everybody's
this game.
minds. Triple
Anyway.
all 6 people that are listening.
So what I want to do is we're going to come up with names of bands that are trios. So I'm going to go around in circles. I'm going to name songs to you guys from bands that are 3s, whether they're
Okay.
rock bands, singing groups,
Okay.
whatever. But then you got to give me the name,
Are we doing
the
this?
game name.
Are we just doing this?
I think,
one?
yeah, I like to try a circle, move it around, unless
Okay.
everybody's having a hard time, then we can throw it out
So
to
we're
the...
just naming bands that are trios.
What?
What if they have like a phantom 4th member? Does that count?
ooh.
Who knows?
Like Green Day has like 5 members now. Are they still a trio?
Yes.
Okay.
The
Is
ones
that the
I
easiest
see-
way to get past that question?
Yes, yes, it is.
The 3 I see on stage are
Yeah.
the band.
That is correct.
This is the most complicated game ever. So I'm going to name songs.
Stop thinking so hard, everybody.
And
Just
there's
calm down. Let it out.
There are notable 3-person bands or groups.
Okay.
It's going to be a lot easier than me explaining it, I hope.
Go ahead. Who's
So let's start with we'll start with Brett, Brian, Dre, then move on to Clint, Joe. All right.
What?
Are you ready, Brett?
I am.
I'm going to start you out with an easy one.
Okay.
These are songs. Polly. Drain You. All Apologies.
Oh, Nirvana.
Nirvana's good.
Yeah.
Ooh.
All right, do we get it now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Good, good.
I'm gonna suck
That
at
was
this.
Madonna.
It's gonna be great.
I believe in you.
All right, Brian, this might be up your alley. Let's go with Working Man.
Rush.
Yes.
Wow.
That's pretty good.
Dang. Did you give him the answers?
I did. We talked about it all day.
Yep. That's all we did. Yeah.
We talked about it at Star Wars. We didn't even watch the movie. We just came up with
We got together, we played patty cake,
Hoosier
and we
and I
talked
just
about
got to
this.
first base.
By the way, this episode is filled with Star Wars
Totally.
spoilers.
He
Yeah.
gets me from time to time.
Full tongue.
He's sneaky.
Whoa.
Hoosier's going to be given all the spoilers.
Woes are like. He's like, it didn't taste like butts,
Dre,
so I
it's your
didn't
turn.
care for it.
Shit. Okay.
All right,
If
are
I
we
don't know,
ready?
I'm just gonna say Hanson. So get ready.
Mbop. No, it's not.
That's the last
I
clip.
feel it. I think you can get this one.
Okay.
Independent Women.
Destiny's Child, motherfucker. Oh.
Nice.
Thank
Wait,
you.
didn't they
Thank
start
you
with-
for
didn't they
giving
have
the
4 members
lady
at one
the lady
point?
band. It was on the
No.
nose.
They did
I
have
think
4
they
members at one point.
did.
Towards
They
the
did.
end of their career.
right.
I thought that was the start.
They
Then
started out
like,
with
then they
3.
like got rid of
Touche.
one, and like,
They also had a rotating
I don't remember
third
though.
member,
I'm
I
not-
think.
God, you don't even want to play.
Whatever.
Clint,
I'm
do you?
not.
You're
All the
you're like my
bad
dad
days.
that used to tell me wrestling, like WWF was fake.
See, this would be a lot easier if it was
ruined
band
dreams.
3
Nothing you
names.
believe
I've
is
already thought of
real.
one. Electric Light Orchestra.
Ooh.
That'd be a
Wait,
great
wait,
answer.
Wow, man.
please.
That's a different game
All
now.
right, Clint, you get the hardest
All right,
one.
all right, hardest one now. I screwed myself. What do we got?
There's not even any hard ones on here. So, how about this? Kitty.
Presidents of the United States of
Yes.
America.
Well played. Yeah, I knew that one.
I actually love that song.
Studs, yeah.
I wouldn't have got that one.
That album is
Touch it.
insanely awesome.
All right, Joe.
Oh, no.
Let's do How Deep Is Your Love?
Wait.
How
Night
deep is
No,
your
wait,
love?
no, hold
How
on.
deep is
Night Fever.
Bee Gees.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bee Gees.
I
Dope.
love that song.
Good.
You guys totally understand this. Back to Brett. This one's too easy for you. I'm not going to give it to you.
Back to
Let's do
Brett.
another one.
Can I take a guess?
Oh, dude,
the
yes.
90s
Beastie
sitcom?
Boys.
Yes, that's exactly what it was. Yes.
Yeah.
What?
Oh
The-
my God.
wow, that might be the most
Unprompted.
champion moment ever. How about this? Can you guess? I have 3 songs listed here. Can you guess any of them? Do you think?
Sabotage.
That's one.
Girls.
Nope. I mean, there's a million songs.
Yeah. I just figured
The
that'd
others
be
were
one
Body
easy.
Moving and Intergalactic.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Brian.
Damn.
Yes.
How about Creep?
Buddy. Go.
Red Light Special.
Oh.
Because I wanted to say Radiohead, but there's a lot more people. Yeah.
Waterfalls.
Oh.
TLC?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Back-
Yeah. Yeah. Glad I didn't jump the
Shit's
gun.
hot.
I think
Yeah.
Shit's
man.
hot.
Shit's I want no scrubs. you know?
R.I.P.
All
I
right,
want no
Dre.
scrubs.
all their songs are
We
good.
should cover that.
We should just
You
be a TLC
should.
cover
Oh my
band.
god.
Come on.
Oh my
I
god. You
think of the
should.
opportunity.
How do you guys not? So Dre, Brian, and Brett and Bell and the Beast. You guys have never done a TLC song?
Not yet.
No,
Sounds
we
like
haven't.
it's about to
Hey,
happen.
the time
Yeah.
could be now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
How about you, Clint? In your 3-piece? Do
What was that?
you ever do any TLC covers?
No. I want to do Waterfalls, but
Do it.
when I wanted to do Waterfalls, I felt like everyone was doing Waterfalls. And I was just copying everybody doing Waterfalls. Now no one's doing Waterfalls anymore.
No, they're all
so-
doing no
Everybody's
diggity.
Clint, you should
Yeah.
just stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to.
I
okay?
know. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. I'm not
Zing.
ready.
Oh, man.
I'm not ready.
That
Trains
was a
rolling.
great-
Trains
I
rolling.
wish everyone could have
Chug,
seen
chug.
that dance move.
Get your tickets. Show us your tickets.
All right, That Girl Dre.
What up?
Roxanne.
Police.
Yeah.
Love you.
Too easy.
Wait. Should it be the police?
Oh.
I'm gonna pull a Clint here.
Oh,
The-
man.
Ding, ding,
The skeptic.
ding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm kidding.
yeah, you're wrong, Trey.
Yeah, you're
You
wrong.
demonstrated that you weren't sure what
Negative
you were
points.
talking about.
All right, Clint.
You ever play the Roxanne drinking game?
I have. That's brutal.
How does that
it's
work?
Where half the people drink when they say Roxanne, and half the people drink when they say put on the red light.
Oh, God.
And it kind of escalates until it's just back and forth at the end. For
By
about
2 minutes
a
in,
minute
everybody's
and a half,
dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Things you do when
Brutal.
you're from the Northeast.
7 degrees outside.
Yeah, when it's
It's cold out.
two
how you deal.
degrees.
All right, a couple more here. Clint. Tales of Brave Ulysses. White Room.
Cream.
Yes.
Ooh.
It's a cream room.
I
Wow.
don't like the
I
sound.
still
You
don't
just
know what
went
band
there.
you're talking about, but
I don't like the sound of
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Don't spoil it for me. I haven't seen that one yet. Yeah.
saw a lot of suggestive road signs today, or business names today. There was like D's fill up station, or the D's fill up station, and then
That's
there was
Yes.
Magnum Drilling. So
There's one out. If you go, I forget, it's like San Antonio. They used to be in Houston, but it was BJ Services.
Yes.
I think there was
That's
Handy's
great.
Quick Service too, and I'm really not making that up.
Yeah,
It
you
was,
don't want to
like,
Google
written
something
in
like
with,
that.
like
No.
paint or something too. It was rural Texas, you know.
That was worth it. Let's do one more for Joe. How about Wrong Way? Smoke.
Sublime.
Yeah. Jeez, you guys are too good.
Yeah.
Damn.
How's that?
How many trio
100%.
bands are there?
Did you guys
So
all get the
few.
game name Home Edition for Christmas?
Yeah.
I think-
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a great stocking
You
stuff.
can find it in
Yeah.
Target.
Yeah.
Let's do one more for our guest here for That Girl Dre.
No. Oh no.
I'm just gonna say these because I want you to sing them. How about You Can't Hurry Love,
Oh.
Baby Love, Stop in the Name of Love?
The Supremes.
Yes.
Yes.
You must-
My mom and dad saw them at their prom. Isn't that
What,
crazy?
really?
Yeah, like that was the band at their prom.
No way.
Damn.
What an awesome band to have
great.
at your prom.
Can you
Yeah.
imagine?
Did they make out?
They used to have
Was
bands
that
at
Probably.
Is that where they made you?
That's probably where they made me was to
Yeah.
the Supremes.
I mean,
Was that pre-famous?
I think it was like right when they were, but yeah, they were like pretty young. So I think it was like right when they were on the scene. Because why else would they be playing a prom in the
Yeah.
Bronx?
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
that's kind of weird.
That's awesome.
That's
So
random
sweet.
as hell. That's awesome.
Would you want to go back to the Bronx and play like some kid's prom?
Totally.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
That'd be dope. I would get egged so fast.
kids
I
these
feel like they
days-
wouldn't like us.
We
yeah,
should-
kids these
yeah,
days,
they
you
would like
don't
anything
know.
that we're doing.
We
Right?
should just hit up as many high schools as we can and try to play a prom.
Let's do a prom tour.
And that should be our music video.
I'm in. Yeah,
Prom
that'd be
tour.
so funny.
Sounds great.
That'd be awesome.
we only have to
Yeah.
get one guess, you know.
Yeah.
It's so true.
Let's do it.
It's a lot harder to hit up high schools than you think.
We might get arrested.
Doesn't matter what you say. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
You
See.
still got to wear the visitor sticker.
yeah. So welcome, Dre.
Thanks. I feel so welcome.
So we're at the end of the year here. End of 2017. I think the last podcast you were on was the beginning of 2017.
Yeah, I think so.
And I didn't go back and listen to it, but I know we talked about like a lot of goals for the year.
Hmm.
And for both Fair City Fire and That Girl Dre. So I'm kind of curious to see like almost like a checkup, you know? I'm going to put the that cold metal thing on your chest and
What?
Yeah.
I think you're looking for a stethoscope.
for all of your
I didn't-
chests.
What?
But
It just got even
it's a
hotter in
checkup.
this room.
Keep your cold metal thing away from my chest.
But that was a
Partridge in a pear tree.
Looking out for those two
Edit
turtle
point.
doves.
Yeah.
So just kind of like status checkup. How's everything going this year? So you had like
Alive.
a major
Definitely
single
alive.
this
Oh,
year.
it's major.
Well,
it's all over.
you have on Spotify.
Everything.
It's I I looked it up. It's over 14,000, or it's like around 14,000
Holy crap.
listens, right, per follow.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's pretty incredible.
That's not. I'm just glad we got something out this year.
That's awesome.
To be totally honest, like that was the goal. Was like release something,
Right.
and we did it.
You're in the
End
studio.
of band. That's
like,
it. I
so
can retire now.
9 more years, full
Yeah.
album.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's it.
Coming out.
Sweet.
It's amazing how much time shit takes.
Yeah.
So yeah,
do you- I mean-
milestone achieved.
That's awesome.
How did you get so many listens? Like, I'm curious. I mean, it's like it's a
Probably-
great single. Like, did you guys like?
I
know
don't
you're doing some
know.
advertising or like Facebook
Yeah.
sponsor stuff.
Yeah,
but
yeah. I mean,
how did it get
we
picked
ran
up, do you
we
think?
ran a couple of ads and stuff, and then I'm sure there's probably some like kids in Asia. I don't know. Like I don't
There
even
are.
know.
No, there are. There's kids in Asia.
There are definitely
Yeah, they're not
statistically
all
speaking
automatically adults,
some kids
I
in
don't
Asia.
think.
Are you trying
I
to
don't
understand the
know.
magic of the internet,
Yeah.
Matt Jones?
I still don't get it.
We should go look at your,
Ask
you
me
should look at your insights, and we should see
yeah.
if there's Asian
Where do
kids
they
listening to
live?
it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Does it
You
tell
could
you?
actually
It
probably
tells you
tell.
like where they are, right?
Oh,
we
yeah.
should probably do
Shows
that.
pictures of all the children.
Yeah.
I hope it's like Indonesia. I don't know.
Profiles, little profiles.
It gets weird. It gets.
I have like one monthly listener.
place.
Yeah. If you there's like a Spotify Insights app,
Oh,
and you like download it, and it's
really?
like, tells you all your stuff where people are listening.
That's dope. You guys know
Crazy.
way more about the interwebs than I do. These guys know that. Like
Whatever,
every
you
time
have 14,000
we like
listens.
hang out and they're like, "Did you know you could check your Facebook messages on your phone or like something that like you've been able to do for like 6 years?" And I'm like, "Really?" I don't know. I'm really behind. I just would gladly go back to a flip phone if
Whatever.
I could.
You're the one who has 14,000 plays on there. on their
Well,
song.
but again, it could just be like Indonesia. Like I don't know.
hey man,
I don't know.
Are you saying they're less over there?
No, but I mean-
those plays are worth less.
be somebody.
Yeah.
Busted. I don't know. Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, like I'm just glad that we got something out. Like that was the thing, was like put something out in the world, and
Is that your biggest?
That's it.
You think your favorite thing musically this year? Your biggest success? You think just getting something out like that?
I wish I could say yes. No, honestly, like the show with you guys and Antone's was my favorite musical moment of the year. Like that was just so much fun, and
that was
you hosting in your light up sneakers was incredible.
That was the highlight of my year.
and
Yeah.
there was just some dope people in the audience that night, and it was a fun
That was a fun
show.
night.
Was
That
that
was a
for you
great
guys, too?
night.
You guys put on a rockin' fucking
It was
set. too.
everyone did. Like everyone was on fire.
The energy was.
It was so
high
fun.
that night.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was dope.
Yeah, that night was like pretty much perfect. I thought,
Holler.
like as good as it could have gone. You know.
Yeah,
And
let's do it again.
You gotta love that. Oh
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
I think we will. I think we will.
Let's do it.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
never know.
Yeah, they said
So
they
yeah,
wanted
that
us
was my
back
favorite thing of
next
the year.
for-
Yes.
For the Too Damn Hot Affair.
Holler.
They didn't want us for anything
Whoa,
else.
bro.
Nothing
Bombshell.
else.
Yeah, man. Don't tell anybody that.
Yeah.
Don't
Everyone.
anybody
Yeah,
tell
you,
anybody.
you 6 people that are listening, don't tell
Shut
anybody,
it.
please.
Brian,
Shut it.
the other day, Brian
Mouth
said we had
shuts.
10 people listen to the podcast.
Ooh.
It's gone up to 15. The
15
last
more?
episode.
Where do you
was
check
on
your
it.
insights
Where-
on that?
yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
where do you look that up?
Where's this
Indonesia.
iTunes?
Yeah.
Indonesia?
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know.
Yeah, it's
.com?
Is this off of
Indonesia.com.
iTunes or off the site? Or?
I don't even know.
It was off of SoundCloud.
Ooh.
That's where I was looking at plays.
Oh, because you're playing.
Oh.
Sweet. You 15 people like that we talk about metrics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like that?
Yeah.
You like
Mm.
that?
You like-
Ha,
does that-
metric.
Does that get you
Like
going?
I'm talking about you right now. Yeah.
So,
You're
speaking-
part of that metric.
Speaking
Let's
of
listen.
metrics,
Yeah. Measure.
metrics. How do you, I think we talked about this last time, the idea of maybe looking at a calendar year for a band. Is that how you guys look at it? Like, okay, in 2017 we accomplished this, or I wanted to do this, or is it more like you're always looking ahead? Like, do you take time to look back at 2017 at all? Like,
Oh yeah.
Tasmania?
I think so. I think it's it's just like anything else, really. A lot of people kind of get sentimental about their year at the end of the year, and I think being in a band is no different. I think you think about all the stuff that you did in the year, like try to learn from the stuff that maybe you didn't do exactly the way you wanted to, and look at your successes and be proud of them, and just build for the next year. I think that's, yeah. I mean, I think it's definitely a year means something for sure.
Is that so for the Fair City Fire guys? I mean, right now you're in the studio making a record, That's pretty exciting. So that's to come in 2018.
Yeah, we're really excited about that. It's gonna
Yeah,
be
new year.
yeah. Go ahead, Clint.
I just
Go
wanted
ahead.
to because I was like, you're
It
Share.
looked like he
I
was
was like,
going
that's
to
you, man.
talk.
Thirsty
And he's
Fire,
like,
that's you
oh
too.
no.
Clint's not used to this.
He's never here this long. I'm surprised he's still sitting here.
He's
we
a
usually run a
mirage.
segment right about now.
Is he here? That's the question. Is he?
Well,
Is
Clint,
Clint
it was.
here?
I mean, for you, it was. I mean, you were almost a full year being in Fair City Fire, and now you're recording an album together. Like,
Yes.
do you feel? Well, what I wonder is, do you feel like you're in Fair City Fire now, or was there a point during the year where you're like, okay, now I'm a part of the band, or did it start out where it's like, okay, I'm doing, I'm part of the band, but I'm not in the band. I mean, I've never been in a band, so I don't know how that feels like now that you're recording the album and you have your, writings on the album. Is it like cohesive? Are you in the band?
Yeah. I mean, I think I kind of dove right in, but at the same time, it grows on you.
Right.
Kind of like
Mm-hmm.
welled in, and
Is that just through playing shows, I guess?
yes, time
rehearsing,
and just learn to play off each other and experiences, and I don't know, it's like building a friendship or any other relationship,
Yeah.
but in a musical setting.
Yeah. So do you guys feel like Clint is in the band? Three
Yes.
versus
Yes.
one?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's still pretty new, they're talking about
He's in.
their ex from last year, and it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
posting pictures on
Man,
Facebook,
he's
and I see him,
great.
and I'm like, guys, come on. No.
Yeah, I'm here now. That's so
No, that's-
good. That's good.
Yeah, what's happening with the album? I've been meaning to ask you guys actually. Are you up to like overdubs yet, or like what's the status?
We're about to do like more guitar tracks. We did bass and drums last weekend, a couple weekends ago.
Yes.
Yeah. And it went really well. I mean, we were there for what, 16 hours or so?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Dang.
Good.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm excited for the rest of it. It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty epic intro.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
It's gonna be epic.
It's gonna be cool.
Dude, yeah,
Oh,
it's
I
gonna be
can't
really
wait.
nice.
It is sweet though for Clint to dive right in though and play those parts the way he is. But I think like this album, it's definitely coming together and it's melding and stuff. But I mean, I'm even looking forward to, because like this album definitely has, this next one is gonna have just a slight bit of ideas from, I think, old stuff and things. And I think the one after it, it'll be completely like a whole new ideas, things like that. But of course, no need to whoa. Sorry.
What was that? What was that?
No need to jump ahead too far, but
Yeah.
like I'm excited about this next one for sure. This is
Yeah.
gonna be great.
I think there's a lot of reasons why this is kind of going to be different and like a growth point where it's just obviously we've got Clint now, so he's gonna add a
making
different
shit weird.
layer, which is great.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah,
Weird.
Is that your job? You make shit weird?
That's my job.
Yes.
yeah, man.
That's the best job.
So does it feel like a different band in terms of your style or what you're producing?
I think we definitely have established a new identity. I think and I think we were kind of even doing that before Clinton came along. I think he was just like we knew that.
The stuff that you guys had already like started working on. I forget which songs now, like Fault Line and stuff. Were definitely like a bit of a departure from your old stuff.
Yeah,
But,
I think so. It's kind of interesting how that worked. But I think a big thing is not having two singers is like two like lead singers is definitely it changes things, because before it was kind of like Derek would sing 40% of the songs or so, still talking about the ex, but like that was a different thing. There was like a double barrel action versus like, okay, now there's one singer and
Yeah.
it's gonna take on a different identity as a whole because of that. Even
and I had seen you guys prior, and the day I approached you and ended up like leading to me joining the band, I saw you guys playing a lot of the songs that we're playing now, and that kind of intrigued me to come talk to you about it. So it kind of all snowballed from there. I think you guys were already going down a different path than what I had seen you play. I mean, not obviously your sound is. You have a sound regardless of what songs they are, but you guys were working on some new stuff that I thought was pretty cool and I wanted to be a part of. So
that was at Fourth Tap.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Remember we were talking at the bar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
That was a special
Ooh.
moment.
yeah.
Beer
You
brings
guys don't
people
know
together.
that story.
Mm.
Should we share?
Do tell.
No.
Do tell.
No, I'm not going to tell anything more
really
than that.
not.
I don't.
tap.
I don't kiss and
I was
tell.
at Force Tap and you
Yes,
guys
you
are playing,
do.
and then I said, "Hey, Brian,
Hey, Brian.
Did you whisper into
I
his ear?
see you guys
Hey,
are playing.
Sweet nothings.
Do you
And I
want
said,
another,
"Hey, girl."
another person to
Play.
play with?"
Ooh, girl.
Who?
So Dre, you actually didn't. You had some changes in That Girl Dre this year.
Yeah, same kind of deal. We were like kind of playing some songs and stuff, and then we went through a transition. Our guitarist like moved out to LA, and we were like, oh wow, wait, we're about to release something like
Right.
now. It was like weeks before. It was maybe 4 weeks before our show at Antone's, or 6 weeks. It was really
Oh,
soon.
wow, yeah.
So we were like in a race against time to figure it out.
Yeah, is there like there's not like a 2 weeks notice thing in bands?
No, I
Always
mean-
it's like it can just end.
Well, I
Is there?
think if you're a band that has like contracts in the band, sometimes there is,
Yeah.
you know, especially like those that have either management or labels. But like,
One of
you
those
know,
fancy
with our
bands.
kind of bands, one of those fancy
Yeah.
fancy pants
Yeah.
bands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But with our kind of stuff,
None of
it's,
those
you know,
here.
Blue collar
Yeah.
working bands.
But I mean, it was all
My
good. He
regular
gave us
pants.
as much notice as he
Yeah.
possibly could. There's not much he could do
Did
about
it?
it.
I mean, because then in your mind you're like, oh shit, everything has to start new.
Yeah.
We're screwed. Or how do you think about that?
I was mainly just concerned about making sure that the personality was going to be a good fit. You know, like teaching a guitarist parts in Austin, Texas is not that crazy. Like there's so many guitarists here, and you just hand them charts and you're like, learn this. But I didn't want to just like have a, you know, gun for hire kind of guy who comes in, and I guess I don't know if that's a term that people that listen to this podcast know about, but gun for hire is like musician, you hand them money and they're just like, I'm here, I learned your song, I'm playing.
Like a hired gun.
Hired gun, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
which is-
What did I say? Gun for
Yeah,
hire.
it's very different than
Yeah.
like you're a band member that's going
Yeah.
to contribute, which is, you know, what
and
you
like
want.
vibe out
Yeah.
on stage with you and hang out outside of rehearsal, and
Yeah.
so that was the main thing, was like try to find the right fit for the family.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, because your band always seemed like that. Like it was a cohesive unit. I mean, I
Yeah.
know it has the band bears your name, but it's whenever you go see your show, it's definitely a full band.
Oh, yeah,
everybody
that's why
contributes and
That's why
rocks
we're always
and-
like, we are
Right, yeah.
That Girl Dre, which is extremely confusing to people.
yeah.
That's awesome.
But you know, I mean, I don't know.
Those girls, Dre.
Yeah, those ladies, Dre. So yeah, I mean, it timed out really well. Forrest stepped up to the plate and like kind of, he heard about what was going on and like basically texted me and was like, yo, I want in.
Yeah,
And
right.
I'm
Of course,
like,
yeah.
okay, that's cool. So, you know, we tested it out and like had him into a rehearsal, you know, same thing, I think similar to you guys. Like you got to jam
Test
and make
it
sure
out,
it's a
see
good
the waters,
fit.
Yeah.
Yeah, see how it goes. And then we ended up writing a song within like 3 weeks together.
Oh, cool.
And that's how I knew. I was
Yeah.
like, all right, we're gelling. It's cool.
Force is cool.
So I had to propose to him.
He worked with us on
Simple truth.
the Simple
Yeah,
Truth. He was
yeah,
in
yeah,
the
yeah.
studio for the Simple Truth. So
That's
he
right.
Was, and, like, he was
Yeah,
the-
he did that
Oh,
music video
man.
too. He helped
Yeah.
us with
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Midnight
It's
Kiss.
all full circle family.
So yeah, he's,
Yeah.
I
he's,
forgot that.
he's a cool dude. It's cool
He
to
is
hear that he's
cool.
like an awesome guitar player and like that he's writing songs with you and stuff
Yeah.
too. That's awesome.
Yeah, he has really, really cool ideas, and he has a great ear for like harmonies and pop music in general.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
I
Nice.
like working with him.
Very
It's been it's been cool.
I think, you know, what we were talking about earlier this year, too, one of the big things for you, Dre, was the idea of becoming a full-time musician. And that's what you do now, right?
Yeah,
How's
scary.
how's the year of that been for you?
I'm instantly sweating again.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
terrifying.
Yeah.
It's amazing. No,
Well,
it's
why do you say it's terrifying? I mean, is it just thinking of like the money things? Is that
yeah, and
what it is?
it's also so it's so interestingly unpredictable. So you just kind of have to like go with the
That's a
flow.
nice way to say it.
Right? I mean, it's like
Interestingly
fascinatingly
unpredictable.
unpredictable. There's no way of ever knowing what's happening in the next week, the next month, the next quarter. So it kind of makes it really challenging in that way, right?
Yeah. You just,
So yeah, but I'm happy I get to do it, and it forced me to
it's like
get
chat
outside my
roulette.
box. Yeah, exactly. Yes. Dick pic.
Yeah, just a whole lot of dicks, basically.
That's what life as a musician is. Yeah, it's cool.
Is it like more of a hustle than you thought in a way, or did you think you were? I mean, I'm sure you knew you were gonna have to work and try to get gigs. But
Yeah.
Is it more quote unquote like paperwork than you thought it was gonna be?
No,
Or-
I felt pretty prepared, to be honest, for that aspect. I mean, these guys know I'm like a spreadsheet obsessive queen. Like, I love organizing my life. So in a way, I kind of was most excited about like, I'm gonna tackle the the chase and the hustle and the keeping it all organized and making sure I could like predict my income, predict my bookings, whatever. But then I also had to join cover bands to try to like figure out how to pay bills, and that's different.
Yeah, for sure.
That's really different. So
yeah, I mean, I'll say too, it's kind of a side you don't ever see, but I always thought that I was pretty organized as far as like my files and stuff, but like Dre puts me to shame. It's awesome. It's really cool to see. Like I learned so much from starting to work with her. So
we've been learning a lot. Like we share a master spreadsheet, us three, and we all like go in and do work on it.
Easy. This is
like on Google Drive.
This is a family podcast.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love it. I geek out on that shit.
I mean, and then so I know
you like spreadsheets, girl.
Anybody else turned on by Excel? I am. Hot.
I like to metrics, Excel.
We are nerding out hard today.
Really hitting all the hot topics.
Let's get
all the things
stoned.
kids are talking about.
I like to fill cells.
That's good. That's good.
Well, I think one of the most important things this year was the three, like Brett, Brian, and Dre was coming up with your 3-piece band name, because you guys are doing some covers.
Yeah.
And you came up with Belle and the Beast, which is
guess who?
More appropriate.
Yeah.
But that seems like it's working, right?
Yeah, I think so.
It's really fun.
I mean, I know it's cover music, and like, I mean, you guys, I know Joe, you get in with Brett and Brian sometimes, and I know Clint, you have your side acts too. Does playing cover music ever inspire you at all? Because I know it's a lot of times like it's a money thing or it's work, but when you're playing there in front of people, does it ever kind of elicit new ideas or writing ideas or different performance things for you?
I think I personally have fun, like kind of making some cover songs my own a little bit, which is also like taking some of that style into your style, but also I like to just see, I think it's interesting to see how people react to different songs and kind of seeing like what certain genres,
like what works or something.
Well, I think like you can see what certain genres and like feels of songs like just do to people. It's kind of like a crowd study to me.
Would it affect the way you write then?
No, but it would like, it keeps, I think it helps me keep in mind like the appropriate settings for different songs I write. And like I think what a lot of people that some people that complain about certain places not wanting original music don't think about what the ideal place would be for people to listen to their music, like if you play like slow ballads and then you go to like a busy bar on a Friday night, like you can't be like disappointed that people aren't listening to that or like seem disinterested. And the same way, if you play slow, well-known songs, they're not going to react any differently. It doesn't mean it's a bad song, or it's like they're just an appropriate, I think, setting for all sorts of music. And the cover gigs are kind of like a study into that. And if there is like do people in a lot of cover gig scenarios, would they appreciate original music if it was the right original music, or is it just because they're familiar with it? But either way,
that's an interesting idea to think about. Being in a cover band is kind of like, I mean, there's always whether maybe on a movie set being a PA, like you're not directing it, you haven't written it, but you still see the inner workings. So it's kind of like you see the inner workings of a venue, or you get to feel the stage still and see kind of how the audience reacts to that. I mean,
it's a different ball game. It's an entirely different thing, going out and playing covers versus like, what we did at Antone's, what, you guys hopefully saw, if you're listening, but, going into a cover gig, it's like, you're working, you're earning a check, that's what's going on. Like it's fun because we get to play it as friends and it's cool, but like, it's very much like you're not really being as much as an artist at that point, and more of like in my opinion, just kind of like you're working. You're trying to make people happy, trying to entertain who's there. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
Trying to fit in with whatever gig you're booked for. Like which is different than like, okay, we've got a brand like, Fair City Fire. We've got to like get as close to like what our brand is every time, despite the setting,
Well, so when you do covers versus playing original work, because I was kind of thinking that's the idea you were saying, entertain. So when you're playing your original music, are you in there to entertain in a way in your mindset, or are you there to showcase your art? Because I think are they mutually exclusive, or how do you feel different? Like in a,
I think it's both, because like you're showcasing your art, but at the same time, like he was saying, you become aware of your brand, and people are going in with a certain expectation of what they've like come to. Like, we're a rock band. If we just go and start playing like a folk set, people might be surprised. Or unless you're Bob Dylan, and then you can just piss off all your fans and start from square one. But people, that's a great example though. People like with him with his folk stuff, and then he went electric, and like people had gotten used to Bob Dylan's folk music.
You know who else used to talk about Bob Dylan a lot?
No.
Go on.
I don't
The
talk about
worst.
Bob Dylan a lot. Stop comparing me.
Go ahead.
I'll never be him. I'll never be him. All right.
so Dre, I think
I know you think about him when we're playing. You think about when you're playing.
He's showing you his
I
back
know.
right now.
Yeah.
He even has pictures up in the room still.
You close your eyes and pretend it's him when we're making love.
yeah. I think
When I'm
about
doing
it.
the solos.
I heard you call. I heard you say
pretend
his
it's
name
him,
the
you
other day
pretend
while we
it's
were
him.
on stage.
Get it right, Clint. Get it right.
Get it right,
Oh,
Clint.
that's so funny.
I know his amp is bigger than mine.
I think about him in my spreadsheets.
Yeah.
So Dre, I think I saw
That's real
you kind of like nodding your head a little bit about the idea of, I think, because you're in a cover band. I know you're almost in like, if you
I'm
call
in
it a
a
wedding.
few.
Yeah, I mean, I know there's one. I saw you at one where you were like dancing up there, and it was awesome. It was
Oh
like
my God, that's right. You
a
guys
different
came
side
on
of
my
you.
disaster night.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was in
That
a
was
disaster.
that was just it was just sometimes it's just those nights where like everything that can go wrong goes wrong.
Wow,
and especially in a cover band scenario, like you just have to go with it.
So-
you just have to.
That's fun. Well, I didn't see it. I mean, I was with Brian. We had a good time. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
It was
a great time.
I'm
Yeah.
glad. I'm glad
Great
y'all were
time.
too drunk to notice.
No, it was great. I love watching you do that.
I don't think I was drinking much at all.
Yeah.
Do the
Oh.
up snaps.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. You guys
Yeah.
were there for
Yeah,
the
your
up snaps.
Motown
Yeah.
stuff going on. So, but the idea of, I think, so entertaining somebody versus like showcasing kind of your art. And,
Yeah.
like, does it feel different to you? I mean,
Yes and no. I mean, I think really we're kidding ourselves if we think any form of music is not about entertainment,
Right,
because
right.
like no one wants to watch you just sit there and like wax poetic about your life and your thoughts
There's
for
some
very
people.
long.
There's a few of
I
them
mean,
out
some
there.
people, yeah, like some. That's true.
These 15
mean-
people listening right now.
But yeah, no, exactly. Which is actually
Don't you
why
have anything
this
better
feels
to
a
do?
little a little foreign to me. Like this is actually, to be really honest with y'all, like this is the one of the only scenarios in which I
12 days
wax poetic
podcast.
about what I do, because I try not to do
Yeah.
that on stage.
Yeah.
I try not to like this next song is about that time. I just don't ever
Yeah.
do that
Yeah.
ever. I figure if they want to know what it's about, they'll buy the record and listen to it.
There you go. Yeah.
You know.
Totally.
So
There's certain
yeah.
times when you can.
Yeah.
It's just not probably on stage at like one of your
yeah.
big shows.
Yeah,
you know?
no, that stuff doesn't come naturally to me. I'm like so timid about explaining the songs. I don't know. I'd rather just sing it. You
I
know.
don't think
Get
it,
it
I
out
mean,
there.
does
Yeah,
it-
just play it.
It's because we're
But that's me.
complicated
Every-
artists, and
everyone's
they need to
different.
just get it.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I'm not going to explain it to you. You have to
Yeah.
get it.
But the cover gigs are crucial in terms of your like getting yourself, or at least I find them to be crucial in like getting yourself used to performing under all circumstances, like being sick, being sad, being excited, being distracted, being tired, like all the emotions that you go through as a human being. We've all, this year, like we've just emotionally been through a lot together. That gig we did at wherever it was, right after the hurricane, and I like totally broke down on stage, and these guys, like, I'm gonna cry just thinking about it. These guys just kept going, and I was just, I mean, not just one tear, it was like full breakdown on stage. Couldn't sing a note, and
Was that because of the song?
Was
or
that
just
that was
what
at
were-
Fourth
it just,
Tap?
yeah,
I
it was at
believe.
Fourth
Yeah,
Tap.
it was the
It was
benefit.
just right after the hurricane, and I was already welled
were you
up with
singing?
a lot of emotion. I think we were singing the Eagles. I think it was like "Take It Easy."
Take it easy. Yeah.
Take it easy.
Yeah.
But those cover gigs like make you. They remind you that you have to keep going. Like I was actually mad at myself in that moment that I couldn't get it together, because I was like, "God damn it, Dre, this is your job."
They get you in
You know?
musical shape. In a
Yeah.
sense, it's like just running laps, getting in shape.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sometimes your voice is, fatigued going into
Oh,
that
God,
kind of
yeah.
show. Like, I definitely feel that at times, and it's like, like, you just got to make it through. So there's just
Yeah.
different things you can do, different approaches, for sure. I agree.
Yeah, and then we talk about it and rely on each other. Like if he's having a hard day, maybe usually it's the other way around. Usually it's like my voice is tired, and so Brian will take some extra songs, which is amazing because you have like steel pipes for some reason.
Steel pipes.
Steel pipes.
They call me Steel Pipe.
That's amazing. Oh shit! I walked into that one.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tripped over it before. So Brett, we haven't heard, like, just from you, because I know it's your livelihood now, and obviously the Fair City Fire, I think, gets you pumped more. I mean, just because I live with you and I see you come home and you're always pretty jazzed about those programs.
Those
programs,
So,
yeah.
Programs.
Yeah. But to you, I mean, it's still probably better than working at the coffee shop. right?
Oh yeah, it's better than doing that or managing a restaurant, or it's just got a different feel to it. It's nice being your own boss in a sense, and kind of having the freedom to pick and choose the gigs you want to do, and also to like work with good people is a good thing, because we've all been in those situations where you're working a job and the cast of people you're with can really make or break that job. I mean, if they're negative people, like showing up day after day, it's you become that negative energy because of that. So surround yourself with good people while you're working. It so happens to be music. It makes things much easier. And the cover gigs, man, they're still fun. I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes they're, you just go there and just go through the motions. But every now and then you get, all it takes is really just one person to acknowledge that they're listening or say something to you that they keep you going for another week of playing, and time out, just keep playing. But I don't know. I enjoy it either way. I definitely enjoy the original stuff more, of course, because it's yours, and you kind of get to be yourself on stage and kind of show people. I don't know.
Be expressive as an artist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a different thing too, because like in the original shows, a lot of times people have paid $5 to $10 to get in, and they're there. They actually went through the trouble of paying to get in, like getting to the venue, all that stuff. Like whereas like a lot of times at the cover gigs, like people are just there and they don't even know that there's a band playing there. Like sometimes I've even had like people kind of walk by and be like, "Oh, there's a band playing." It's like weird, yeah. But that's a totally different thing, But
It's weird. It's like a double-edged sword, though, because you can, with the original stuff, there could be people there to watch you and hear some of the songs they know. But when you play cover stuff, like you can really get a crowd going if you're playing well. Which I don't know. Does it feel just as good if people are still reacting, or is it?
It feels good. That's for sure.
It makes it funner, but I don't think there's like a reward towards what you created.
Funner.
Yeah, like I'd rather play to a bunch of pumped up people at a cover gig than a bunch of people that aren't paying attention.
Right.
But
Well,
but I'd rather play to a bunch of pumped up people at my own show
Right,
than
yeah.
a bunch of pumped up people at a cover show.
Get pumped.
There's a level of
Yeah,
there's a hierarchy of what I want here. Yeah.
probably do some kind of line chart for that.
Yeah.
On using a spreadsheet.
and like
metrics.
According
But-
to my calculations.
I think
like
it's also
line charts,
like
girl?
a bunch of really drunk people in a bar district. Like, even though they're excited, it's not that hard to get them excited playing songs that they're familiar with, that they've partied with before. And like, like I don't know how many times like people at the end are like, "Oh, you guys are amazing, good job, band," and then like they don't ever look you up or find you again or even remember. Like, there's got to be thousands of videos of me playing cover songs floating out there. Don't think I've seen one of them. Like,
Weird.
No tag with a name or anything.
Yeah.
And I got my info up there. People can see, but they probably take that stuff and it goes into their pocket, and then who knows where it goes from there.
Mhm.
But
The government.
the government steals all the Clint Manning
All your
videos
Clint Manning
to harness
videos.
energy.
Those are all agents.
NSA's got your snaps too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Clint Intelligence Agency.
But yeah, I don't think they, at the end of the day, because like Brian said, they didn't go through the work. And they're not really. You just happen to be there, and unless like you really have a profound moment with them, usually in the cover gigs, they're not gonna delve further into your personal career.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking about it with Dre because whenever I've seen you do cover gigs like Belle and the Beast or just
Yeah.
and it's this amazing phenomenon of like women really like you, and I know it's like because I've been to shows where like
I like them.
and I see like this great female singer on stage, and you can just tell like I don't know why, but I've seen them like she sucks, or like look what she's wearing or something and like that. But I feel like you unite everybody in there, and I've seen like I can hear it in the crowd. People listen to you.
That means a
and
lot
they're
to
like
me.
she's amazing.
That really
And
does.
so I would imagine that still has some kind of value to you as a performer.
Yeah,
for
no,
that.
no matter what the context is, or no matter what you're performing, whether it's a song you wrote or not, like those are really the people I'm trying to reach. Is the other chicks? No offense, guys, but like
No, I think
that's really what I love the most is when I feel like I'm connected to the women in the audience, because there's so few female powerful performers for them to even really connect with. First off. And second off, I really enjoy kind of, especially at the cover gigs, we get to, I hate to say it this way, but you get to pander to their nostalgia. So we pick songs from their childhood based on the demographic of the crowd we're going to play to. So I made these guys learn a whole bunch of songs from 50s and 60s, and it was kind of crazy. We're making our list and they're like, oh my God, are we really learning this? But it's perfect for when we play those demographics, and the women, really that's what you're after. It's like when you hear them go, oh, that's my song, and they jump up on the dance floor, or they lean over and kiss their husband, or they just put their hand on their heart and they watch you sing it. There's something so beautiful about that, and for some reason I rarely get that connection with men. I just more often just get the guys who are just walking by to look you up and down,
Yeah, what's your
Lear.
Snapchat?
Yeah, what's your sign?
Yeah.
They're doing $1 a leer.
Yeah, $1 a leer.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
Oh.
you should tell that story. That's funny
what
as
is
hell.
that?
We were
That's
playing the
funny.
Weston gig, and there was this couple there.
With the form of justice here?
It was but by a bystander. It wasn't this couple.
At the bar, I think.
Bar were just
Yeah.
they were there when we got there, and they definitely had a few drinks in them when we started playing, and they're actually the only ones there at the time. It
Yep.
was the bartender and them, and then the woman that was there was just loving, like you're saying, you're playing some Madonna and old Madonna, and she was just digging the hell out of it. And then all of a sudden there was a work conference or something that let out, and there was 100 dudes just walk out.
All men.
All men,
Not a single woman.
and
It's crazy.
and they have to kind of to get to the restaurant, kind of walk in front of us. And I the way we set up, it's Brian and Dre are kind of in front, and I'm in the back as always, the bass player.
V formation.
Rhythm section.
Yeah. Reverse Mighty Ducks.
You're watching everybody's backs.
But no, so I get to see everything. But every guy that walked by was just staring at Dre.
I was the only woman in the lobby besides the drunk lady.
Besides the other woman.
To be fair,
Well,
it wasn't like that I was a
she
knockout.
saw
It was that there
everybody
was only
doing it.
one.
And she was young. Her and her husband kept putting money in the jar.
Yep.
They must have put $25 in ones,
singles, yeah.
in our jar within an hour of being there. But all these guys that kept staring at Dre, the
Someone's
woman,
probably staring at you, Brett.
maybe, you never know.
Maybe.
It's 2017.
Right.
But she calls him out. She starts.
Not when this podcast comes out.
Yeah.
It's gonna take me a while.
Yeah, the
20
drunk lady called them out.
She called him out. Yeah, she
Really?
was like, "Give him money, but he's $1 a leer, $1 a
Wow.
leer."
$1 a glance,
that's
$1 a
awesome.
leer.
Yeah.
And no one
everybody.
did it. Not one
Except for her,
person.
she kept doing it.
Yeah.
See, this is how you do it. And like, you know, more money.
That's awesome.
Yeah. That's how you show them.
Yeah, I don't
Do
think
you
anybody's.
guys, I've never
I don't know
asked you
about
this.
that
Do you
tactic,
ever feel the
if anyone's gonna call
opposite?
themselves out.
Like
Yeah,
where
right.
you're connecting to the guys? Like, do you feel what I feel about trying to reach the women about guys in the audit? Like, does this work the other way around?
I don't know.
Is everyone pandering to ladies?
Well,
I don't know.
If the ladies are having a good time, everybody's having a good time.
Okay,
That's-
so
that's
that's
what's
that's,
up.
a secret,
Yeah.
huh?
that is the secret.
Yeah, that's why I
But-
dress very
But also, like
provocatively on stage.
I think
Yes.
I found like especially, I started noticing it in high school, and I think for some people it continues later in life. But like some guys are like ashamed to admit they like certain types of music unless and like their girls or the girls they're around enjoying that music lets them be more comfortable about it because they can kind of blame it on them, you know, if it's not like something super manly sounding, you know, like Fair City
Yeah.
Fire or
Yeah.
I'm sure it's
Interesting.
yeah, what's up, dudes?
yeah, dude.
What's going on, bros?
Yeah.
Wait, no, we got more female listeners on Spotify now, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's going up.
Hey, lady.
For increasing our
30%
female
or
appeal.
something like that?
You want to play beer pong, bros? Anybody?
Yeah, bros.
Anybody up
But
for
yeah,
it?
no.
There's times where when we're playing, especially like even today we were playing. There's this older gentleman that's always there, and he always wants us to play "Stand by Me," and so we play it, and then the couple started dancing. Like
It was
his,
cool.
His friend, and like the wife starts like you were saying, kind of leaned up against the husband.
I
It was like
love it.
you know, like snuggling on him and kissing him on his cheek, and they're being all sweet on each other, and then she takes his hand and they start dancing, and like that always feels good.
I feel
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
That's our job.
It's just
that's
nice
how
to
I
see
it.
like
It's
people loving
Yeah,
on each
I
other.
will say there
It's
have
nice.
been a few moments where like if playing like a heartfelt cover or something, and if you get like a dude to like show emotion in that setting, that is
Yeah.
actually kind of
It is nice. It's cool.
rewarding because you just don't see it a lot.
Yeah.
Like some dude asked me to I was like drunk singing karaoke in the middle of nowhere out in East Texas, and this older gentleman asked me to like sing Desperado because it was like his son's favorite song or something, and his son had passed away or something, and he was just like sitting there like almost
Jeez.
in tears the whole time while I sang it. It felt, but it was like it was a moment, and it's like to see a guy open up like that, but guys don't usually do that kind of stuff, so it's hard to feel that energy in a crowd setting until like they're around the girls, and then they feel comfortable, and then they kind of join in, you know,
Yeah.
with the emotions.
Well, maybe there is a parallel because, you know, how many times you play a show in front of like a bunch of guys with their arms crossed in front of you, you know? It's
Yeah,
like-
right.
Yeah.
And then it's, you know, so I think in parallel to Dre playing in front of women that accept her
Yeah.
and appreciate her, I mean, there's got to be guys in the crowd that are like, oh, that dude sucks. I can play under the bridge. So it's
Yeah,
like high
yeah. If you
school.
can
Yeah,
make the
yeah.
guys,
Yeah.
if you can stop the guys from being haters, then you've won them over.
There must be some of that.
God,
yeah.
what's up
A
with
little-
that? Why do guys have their walls up? I never
don't
really
know.
thought about that.
I don't
till
know. I think
now.
it can be anybody. Like I think
Yeah.
maybe it's a general like watching somebody perform and like being, you know, I was in a band in high school. We played this like 12 times and I was so good. I mean, I don't do it anymore, but yeah.
Yeah,
I
we're
feel
we're
like-
competitive dudes.
I feel like Brian and I's dynamics kind of I don't notice dudes doing that too much to us, like puffing their chest around us. I feel like we have
That's good.
this dynamic that allows people to just enjoy it. For
Yeah,
what
you
it
guys
is.
are
Fair City Fire is a very
Approachable.
unthreatening band.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess that. Yeah,
approachable hard rock.
We're
Is
submissive.
that a category?
we're like
you could,
Pinky, we're like
you could
Pinky
be the
and
alpha
Brain.
male. We'll just take it.
He is.
I'm Pinky, Brian's the brain.
Are you going on tour
that's
with
it.
these? Sorry, you're supposed to be asking the questions. Sorry.
No, ask it.
Are you going on tour
Finish
with
the
them?
question. You
Podcast over.
She's taking over.
I heard
Bullshit.
an amazing rumor that you might get on the fucking bus, bro.
It's not a rumor, and it's also not amazing. But yeah, I'm gonna go.
It is
with that.
amazing.
That's
It
the
is
plan.
amazing.
Yes.
The bus is going to be
Yeah.
even
gonna be
stinkier.
cool.
Yeah,
Just kidding.
Don't try to charge your phones in my pedal area.
That's so exciting, dude. Is this
That
your
will
first
get you.
time like getting on a rock bus and going out on the road like that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Dope.
Bus.
Well,
Now we
I
gotta put
don't
that
know.
outside of it. Yeah.
Rock bus.
We can put like Rock Bus ISD.
Yes.
That's
That's awesome.
That'll be so that's a good segue. Thank
Yeah.
you, Dre.
Whoa, sorry.
To 2018. Let's talk
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
let's do
Tell
So
us
we
about
got-
the tour, y'all.
Sure.
Yeah, 2017's in the past.
Yeah.
Are you going to be filming our road documentary?
I am. Every time you guys pee,
All
I'm
all
gonna-
roads go places. Or what are we calling it?
Yeah, that's a good
All
name.
roads go
Is that a name
places.
for something already?
No, it's very ominous or not ominous. Doesn't really say anything, you know.
Okay.
That's how most of those
I
titles
hope
are.
it's not ominous.
Bum, bum, bum.
Ominous on the bus.
Ooh.
It's like a System of a Down lyric or something.
Rock
Okay.
bus.
So Fair City Fire, obviously, album coming out in April. That's the plan, and then
Yeah.
touring afterwards.
Yeah.
That seems to be the big goal.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
that's a whole thing. You know, there's a lot that goes into both of those things. Planning a tour and releasing an album. There's a lot to be said for all that. So it's gonna be busy, but we're definitely excited.
South Dakota, we're coming for you.
Woo.
What's up, South Dakota?
What is what's the plan? I mean, where's this tour taking Fair City Fire?
It's gonna be a little bit longer than previous tours. We've gone out for 2 weeks at the most in the past, and this one's gonna be 3. So basically, we're gonna do a similar kind of route, and then the idea is to basically, once we hit the Midwest, to just extend the tour another week and go out to Colorado. So, because we've been wanting to do that for a while.
Hit up Wisconsin along the way. And
Yeah.
Ooh. Cheese.
Just hit up all the weed states.
Yeah.
Cheese and brats.
Oh,
Yes.
so much weed
And cheese.
and cheese.
And cheese.
They go hand in hand. They're very.
The
it's a good
Mustard
combo.
Museum in Wisconsin. It's wonderful.
There you go.
I've
Is that
been.
a real
It's,
thing?
it's fantastic. Yeah.
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 I'm excited for it for a few things. I mean, just being able to have like someone document it is going to be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Seeing video.
Yeah.
We didn't really get that in the past. I brought I think on the first tour, I brought this little recorder and I record every show,
Mm-hmm.
and that was great, you know. But there's times too.
That in between though, you know.
Yeah,
That's
that
the
in
fun
between
stuff
stuff
that goes
is
on.
like
Yeah,
it's
in the
just
car
shenanigans.
and stuff, and I don't know. It'll be nice to get video of us playing and
Yeah.
and stuff like that. It'll be fun to look.
That'll
back
be
and
cool
see
for your
that.
fans too. They get to like watch while you're out on
Yeah.
the, the little antics and the stupid shit that goes on.
It'll be nice.
That's
It'll be
cool.
fun because you even make a little DVD.
You
out
can
of
make
it
us
or
look
something,
cooler
you know?
than we are. Or
Matt's gonna wear a suit to
No one
every
can
show.
do
Is what he
that,
said.
no one can.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No
we're
one can
we're too
possibly.
cool.
Bifocal.
He's only gonna make it worse.
He's gonna scream at us before every
Can't
show too.
possibly capture all that awesome in a camera.
You
I
don't
think
fuck
what
this up.
what I should do is pretend I'm like just a bystander, like at every show, and we really into you guys. Like nobody knows I'm like there with you, but I'll just like be the one guy that comes up and starts my one-man mosh pit. Or
You'll be our
Do it-
plant. You'll be our plant.
Yeah, we could do what that
Yeah.
band
Tell
of
'em-
pianos did.
Tell him
Oh yeah, we
Yeah.
could.
you should tell him you're from like Conan or something. Like
Oh my god.
The
I'm
barbarian.
the new
Body shots
on-site
or-
guy
yeah.
in this new band, Fair City Fire. What do you? They're
So-
gonna be performing tomorrow night. We're trying to build this video.
we're trying to
What do you
pick it
think
up.
of them?
Yeah.
And then they watch Conan tomorrow. And
Yeah, like-
we're not on it.
Motherfuckers.
I'm making a documentary for Crackle. Remember that thing?
That's awesome. Yeah. There was this band we played with in New York. What were their names? It was a wild band. It was like some dude's name in the blouse, something else.
Yeah.
God, what the hell was their name?
And
X and the Y's.
And we're gonna
Oh,
remember it
God.
after we do this podcast and feel real bad about it and put it in the next one. And I can't remember what it is, but anyway, they had this thing where in the middle of their stuff, they had a song and they like stopped. Right, they stopped at the end of the song or something like that. And
Yeah.
all of a sudden, they were just somebody was like, "Hey, they want to buy you shots." And then all of a sudden, this guy just comes out of nowhere. He's like, "Yeah, hey, he's got a whole tray
It
full
was
of
a huge
shots."
band. There was
In the
like
middle of the
7
song?
people.
Yeah, in the middle of a
Yeah.
song, there's 7 people, and he's like, "Hey guys, someone just like got these for you, blah blah blah," or whatever. I don't know. He just brought them all on, and they were like, it was the perfect parts of the song. They made it a whole thing. They did like a speech, and then they like shot, and then the music started back up again.
It was very well rehearsed. The
Yeah.
whole
Yeah.
thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And it could have been water in there or something.
So
we
They
need to
made
get
it
the
sound
planet,
like it was
okay.
tequila,
All
you
right.
know. They were
Mhm.
brought
So
limes and
we
stuff.
could get Matt to come up at
That's
us.
hilarious.
So Matt, if you
Yes.
could buy a round of shots every show,
for us,
yeah,
That makes the show better.
yeah.
they were Sam Chase,
Sam Chase.
And then so and so.
and the
And the
something, but
so-and-sos.
it was Sam. Is it Sam Chase, or is it Mac?
Now that sounds close. Sam
Matt
Chase. something like that.
Blumpkin.
Sam
and the
Chase and the Matt
and the
Blumpkin.
Chase backs.
That's gonna be my stage name.
Matt Blumpkin in the runs.
Ladies and gentlemen, Matt Blumpkin.
and the runs. Yes.
That's super
Oh.
gross. Super-
Clint is finishing my thoughts
Super
today. This is
graphic.
good. He is in the band.
Okay, so they were just the Sam Chase.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And the Nobodies.
Nobody. It's just
Nobody.
D-Sam Chase. That's who they were. Check them
No
out.
Blumpkins. Damn
Sam
it.
Chase and the Nobodies.
They were real rowdy.
Yeah,
I
they were
really
real
enjoyed
rowdy.
their show.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
I see it wasn't that Sam Chase.
Yeah.
If you guys are listening, please send us a letter with your name.
Letter, yeah.
If you haven't already unfriended us on Facebook.
So Dre, what are you thinking about for 2018? So you got a single out. Do you have like a few other tracks like getting close, ready to go? Yeah.
I mean, I feel like every year I'm like, we're gonna drop an album, and then every year I'm like, hopefully at least a single.
Yeah.
Definitely a few more singles. You know, we're always working on way too much. That's kind of the problem. We like bite off way more than we can chew, and then we're just working on it all.
How do you mean, like, you keep going back to songs and trying to perfect them in a way, or what do you mean?
Yes, and we also like keep hopping onto new stuff before we finish the old
Okay.
stuff. So like we just did it this week. We just started tracking a new song, or like a week ago we just started tracking a new song. We haven't finished like the last one that we were trying to finish, but we're so excited about the new song.
Yeah.
So I don't know, hopefully at least another single.
That's awesome.
Because I think we talked about earlier when you guys were talking about making the new record and like, but not writing stuff. You're probably always coming up with ideas, and you're like, oh, we should record that one.
Yeah.
But is it a? I don't know. Is it like, hey, we've been working on this one song for a while. We've recorded it. Like, I'm done with it. Like, I just want to move on to something new. Is that the attitude, or what do you think it is?
I think it's really easy to like kind of get overly excited about the new shiny object in the room. Like, oh, it's the new song. It might not be the better song, but it's new.
Right.
So everyone's excited. You know, like the band will get excited, the producer will get excited. We're in the studio, it's exciting, and then we're like, oh, but this new shiny one. And then
For a second there, we compounded our new songs, and we were like, wait, is this the new song or the new song?
the new.
The new
Yeah, we didn't
The
have
new
titles
old
yet.
new. Yeah.
It was very confusing.
Have
Yeah,
you ever
that's
written a
me.
song and then realized you already wrote that song? I've done that.
Yeah.
I was like, wait,
Or somebody else
wrote
already wrote that song.
already.
How do you mean?
Like I basically
lyric-wise or melody,
rewrote
or?
the same song, and I was like, oh wait, no, this is just a different version of that other new
Yeah, yeah.
song in quotes
Yeah.
from 2 years ago
Yeah.
that I never recorded either. But you know,
I don't practice Santeria.
yeah.
Yeah, that's got a nice
I feel
ring
like
to
I
it.
know this one.
So when you
I love Sublime.
three-piece band, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A trio.
Yeah.
A trio.
Surprised you didn't
if you
ask
will.
me that one.
A triplet.
Oh, you got it.
You got wrong
Joe
way,
got it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Dre, when you approach the year again, like whether or not it matters, it's a calendar year, but are you setting?
Stop
we'll try
Breaking
that again.
shit, Joe.
Take two.
Joe just popped a nugget.
We're on a budget, all right?
I don't know.
That sounds painful.
That is painful.
His mic clip just went
It was
flying.
painful.
Sorry, I just called you out. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Poor
Yeah.
biscuit.
So again, yeah. Looking at 2018,
Yeah.
like if that's it. I mean, I imagine it matters to you. The spreadsheet girl, like the idea of it, some kind
Yeah.
of structure. So do you?
That's her superhero
This is my new nickname,
Spread
my
your
sexy
sheets. Spread
nickname.
your sheets. It's a cam girl name.
Want to show
Um,
those formulas,
do you,
girl.
You can do that in spreadsheets.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I said.
Yeah.
That's good. That's real good.
You can toggle them on and off.
Mm.
Toggle girl.
Do you? Do you have like? Do you like put goals on paper, be them spreadsheets or not? Of like, okay, this year, like, so because you're saying it's difficult to like go back to the old stuff and finish it.
Yeah.
How do you make yourself do that? Do you have like a way to do that, or you just go with the
Do
flow?
you have like a program you use or
I
something?
probably should.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm way better at tracking where I'm currently at and what I've already done than I am about tracking in advance, like what day I'm going to do a certain thing 3 months from now, which is why I probably need a manager. Like I have all these things that I'm always juggling, but I have a really hard time deciding when the milestone's going to happen. So I tend to let Jet decide a lot of that stuff. I'm like, when do you want to release that? Cool, sounds great. Because I don't know what that is. I'm like so good at tracking things up until the point of having to put it on paper and set the goal. And then I'm like, nope, don't want to be the one to do that.
Is that because you don't want to be the one to say it and say, okay, we're doing this, or is it because you just don't
I think I
have
hate
like,
calling
passion?
things done. You know, like I
Okay.
feel like what I love about what we do as songwriters is that you're always doing the thing. You're always writing, you're always recording. And I actually hate, like, it was funny after, like, you know, after y'all put out some music and we put out some music, and I remember there was a lot of buzz in that time frame of people being like, how do you feel about it? You know, like, how's it going? And I was like, I don't know, it's done. And that's weird.
Right.
Like that struck me as weird that you can call something
Is
kind
that
of
because you can't
finite.
go back to
yeah.
it in a way?
Yeah, it like freaks me out. And so that's, you guys were the only reason I knew that we were getting played on Spotify, because I was afraid to look, because I was like, I don't want to know. It's out there and it's done and it's over, you know.
Are you worried about the feedback of something that you've completed and now it's like out? So this is my thing. Here it is. So look at it and judge it.
No,
Or is
I don't worry so much about like people. I don't really care if people give me positive. I mean, there's always going to be haters. There's always going to be people that, hopefully there's always going to be people that like it. You know, you can't really control that. But I do like the ability to like keep working and keep editing and keep crafting.
Always do better.
Yeah, you can always do better. You can always write better and
Like you could always talk closer to your microphone so people can hear you.
do better, Clint.
Do better, Clint.
Yeah. So that's why a lot of times when you ask me these questions, I'm like, I don't know.
Well, yeah, that's, I mean,
I don't know.
that's the honest answer. Yeah.
I would love to hand off that part of the decision making to someone else. I really would.
Like if somebody came around and was like, okay, Dre, this year we're gonna do 6 songs. Like every 2 months we're gonna put out. We're gonna finish this song that's still there, and we're gonna get it out, and that's the thing.
Yeah,
that's the project.
and they
then
pick the
after,
dates, and I just hand them the deliverables. I would love that. That is a goal, actually, is to find someone who wants that role.
Well, you know, like that you know, recording process can be a bit of a rabbit hole too.
Yeah.
You know, where you just like never stop on it. You know, I think the only thing that makes us release something is just being like, it's gonna, like, we already know when the album's coming out, so we know. Like,
yeah, and you're going on tour.
Yeah,
We
so
have
it's
to
like
do this.
we
We have to get
can't
this done. Yeah.
not
Yeah.
have it done by then. You know.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You have a
It's like-
deadline.
Yeah, it's
Forcing
I
ourselves
think
to-
Ben said, like, you know, he's like, there's no such thing as perfection, only deadlines, which I think is very smart.
Mm.
You know.
Yeah, and like going into a studio with these guys, like I produce my own stuff, which is kind of a blessing and a curse, because it's nice to not spend the money doing that, but at the same time, like, you know, like we're pretty committed to this album now. Like once we've, you know, you got half of it tracked out, you can't be like, you know what, let's just start writing a new EP and just, you know, abandon this, like you're talking about getting things done. But I record my own stuff, so I've done that before, where I've like,
Yeah.
I'm half done with something, I'm like, you know what, I just wrote 2 songs last night, and
See?
they're way more awesome than that other stuff. Let's just start doing that. And it's easy to feel that way, though, even if you don't
feel
like,
me
you
on
know,
that.
abandon it. But you got to kind of just follow things through, and I think because you're never gonna like, I think you're never gonna like the stuff that you make. You know, it can be day to day,
Yeah.
and it can be month to month, but once you follow it through and like bring it to fruition, then it kind of like cements its place, I think.
That makes sense.
And it'll grow on you one way or the other.
I feel like in some weird way, this is a weird analogy, but I really
touched your
feel
leg.
like
Sorry.
every
It was on purpose.
song, like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with like baking bread, but people who bake bread have a starter, right? And it's like the thing that's like the yeast. You guys know about this? I don't know. They call it a starter, and you like keep it in your cellar or whatever, and it's like the little ball of yeast and whatever else, flour, I guess, and it's like the same starter,
I've heard of this.
right?
I've
And
heard
you
of
use
this.
it every
I've never,
time you're
like,
about to like
seen it
bake
or
a
used
new
it.
batch of bread, but you always use that same starter.
Mhm.
So I feel like songwriting is that way for me, where I hate calling a song done, because I always want to reach back for inspiration and like use it to start the next one in a weird way. So it's always coming from the same kernel.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's like a weird
So you
analogy.
just keep writing the
I
same
just
song.
keep baking more
Just
bread
One 7-hour song.
from the same
Yeah.
song. I don't know.
So
It never seems to end.
It's okay.
so I'm wondering.
It's
and,
not okay.
And then
Help!
Help! I'm drowning in starter.
and yeast.
And drowning in yeast. Yeah.
So without saying it as like, oh, our goal is to do this, this, and this in 2018.
Yeah.
What would you hope for, like the output
keep
to be?
improving.
Yeah.
You know, write goddamn better songs than I did last year. Play better shows than I did last year.
Do you
play,
think
you know.
you'll ever go on tour?
I hope so. I'd really love to. Yeah, every year I always kind of like look at that. That's a good question.
Do you ever push for it with the guys?
A little bit. I'm a little bit meek about it because I mean, you know the inside baseball on that, but it's
Right.
like it's a tough sell for those guys.
Right.
But I'd really like to find a way to do it. The challenge is that I don't, unlike a lot of other songwriters, I don't enjoy playing my songs solo. So it's not like I could just be like, I'm gonna go out on the road alone.
Right.
I really love having the band, so I've
Right,
got to
yeah.
find a way to like bring at least 2 or 3 of them with me.
Mm-hmm.
But that would be a great goal. I hope. We'll see. 2018. We'll see what she brings.
Do you think you're one of the best singers in Austin?
No.
Can I
That's
yeah, I was gonna say,
ridiculous.
No, like,
I'd like to
Do
disagree.
you
on
ever
that.
think about it? No, I really mean it. I'm
That's
not
a
kidding.
ridiculous question. You're
I mean-
fired.
It's funny. I talked to her
No.
and Brian about this. It's like being able to sing for like someone who's not a great singer, watching people that can sing really well is pretty neat.
That's how I
And I'm
feel about
wondering if
bass.
it's
I
Are
pick
you
it
ever
up
in
and
that
I'm like,
moment when you're singing and you're just like, "Fuck, I'm lighting it up right now." You know, or I mean, I don't know.
I'm
I don't
lighting
know.
it
It's
up.
like
I'm farting on the
do you
microphone.
ever feel? Do you ever
lighting it
feel
up.
like,
Bro, I'm
You know,
feeling it right now, bro.
bro, I'm fucking feeling
Bro.
this. Dude, I'm fucking lighting this shit up.
Pass me the rock, bro.
Everyone can suck. No, I mean, do you ever feel like while you're doing it, kind of amazed that it's coming out of your like that you're actually physically
face.
doing it? Yeah.
Wow, I
I can't
suck
believe my
extra less.
face is making this noise.
Do you ever?
What is that noise?
Because there's times like when I'm playing with the guys at a show, every
Yeah.
once it's not a lot, but like you kind of look down and you watch your hands, you're like, oh shit, like, how do they know where they're going?
Yeah,
You know
that's
what
like
I
an
mean?
out of
Kinda-
body.
Yeah, exactly.
I kind of equate that feeling to almost like runner's high, but like player's high.
Mm-hmm.
For musicians, like I think each of us with our instruments probably gets that. You know, like when you're just in that moment and you're like, I am executing right now
Minus
at
the
like
player.
next level. What's that?
And then you
Wait,
watch
I
the
missed that
video
one.
of it.
Minus
and
the
you're like,
player.
Minus the player.
Never mind. Never mind. I'm just kidding. Yes, player's high. It does happen.
But yeah, same thing, right? Like
Yeah.
you're watching your hands and your feet and you're like, oh my God, I am on fire.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think the same
Yeah.
thing happens with vocals, but it's never like I am doing this so well and I'm better than everybody.
Yeah, definitely. No,
It's
that's
never
part
that.
of it.
Yeah,
It's,
that-
it's a
that
self.
makes
It's a
sense.
self competition. I feel like more than
Yeah.
anything. Like it's like oh, my voice is like on today versus yesterday. You
Yeah.
know, it's just like there's those times when you can just do it all, but it's like
Mhm.
it's not like it's never. Yeah, I can do it all better than these. Like it's
Yeah.
just like
Right.
I can do it all better than I could do it yesterday.
Do you,
Yeah.
the other times where you're like you're just in the zone and you literally can't be off pitch, like you just feel like you're like, fuck, anything I open my mouth and it's just on pitch, like it feels good, not in a bragging right, but
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
a way where you're feeling good and you're
If
just
the
like,
monitor's really great, but that's
You
so
know.
rare.
It is.
Wait, are
That's
you
so
saying,
rare.
Dre? Are you saying you never feel like you're on?
No,
Or what do
no.
you
But I
mean?
mean, I feel like you're describing like a whole show's worth of that feeling,
well,
right?
I mean, I
Not
know
just
there's
like a
days
song
where
or
you're better,
Yeah.
you feel like you're on like
yeah.
better than others, but like where you feel you just like, everything is coming out like it's just
Yeah.
resonating in the right way, that I'm hitting every pitch, I'm hitting
Yeah.
every frequency
In the
It's-
pocket.
and then
I
you
think
can feel that.
effortlessness is like the thing that I'm always seeking. Similar again to like runner's high. Like I'm always seeking the effortlessness of making music.
Yeah.
But it's complicated by the fact that I'm just a mediocre piano player and I'm always thinking about what my hands are doing. And so then I forget to think about what my voice is doing. And then when I do think about it, I'm like, oh shit, I'm singing. Oh shit, I forgot I've been singing for an hour and a half. And then like I get all confused and I'm always thinking about like, don't hit the wrong note, don't hit the wrong note. And when I do, I love that when I do, Brian's like, ooh, jazzy. That's what he says every
You gotta
time.
spin it, yeah,
He
you
goes,
gotta-
ooh,
Yeah,
jazz. And it's like
yeah.
clearly
Yeah.
a bad note.
Yeah.
But you make me feel
It's a
so
blue note.
good about it.
It's a blue note.
It's purple
on the other
note.
side of that, do you ever when you're watching yourself, like, are you figure out, you're like, oh shit, and then you just forget everything that you're doing?
Yeah, and you can't.
Totally.
There's no
You're
coming
playing,
back.
you're just like, oh god, I forget
lost in
everything.
time.
I forgot where I'm going. I'm
Yeah.
like, where I'm at.
Do you guys
if I'm
ever
in the
forget what
chorus
key
or-
you're in?
There's
you're
times
like
where
you're
I
going to
forget.
go into a chorus and
It's
you're like,
like,
what
yeah, you
key
just-
am I in?
I forget what song you're playing. You just
There's-
like on autopilot or something.
There's times I get to the end of the song and I'm like, guys, did I sing the third verse? And they're like, yeah, you sang it. I'm like, okay, good, because I don't remember doing that.
Yeah, I
That's
mean, some
funny.
of these songs you're playing
But sometimes,
so
yeah,
much.
yeah, just cover
It's like
songs you check
autopilot.
out. And I think
Yeah.
like with vocal performances, like you're saying too about being on. Sometimes it's just like place and time and like the emotion. It doesn't even the pitch and all the technical stuff kind of goes out the window, and it's just like some of my favorite vocal performances are just like you can like feel the the pain in the delivery or the happiness in the delivery or whatever the song dictates.
Yeah.
Like if you're really excited singing a happy song, like it comes across, versus if you're nailing the pitch and all that other stuff, if the emotion's not there,
Yeah, that's
you kind of lose some of that.
Lose a little bit of it.
yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, doing backups, there's days where I feel like I can't sing at all, and then there'll be a day where I show up and I feel like, oh yeah, I'm hitting notes today.
Yeah.
I'm hitting the keys, or I'm hitting the third of what Brian's singing or what Dre's singing. But more often than not, it's not that way for me.
I think it's interesting how vocalists in particular, but also a lot of other instrumentalists that have like tonality to their instrument, we get so much credit from people for being the emotion maker in music, and yet people that make the rhythm of the whole song happen, I don't hear as many people being like, oh, that drummer was so expressive emotionally. Like they'll tell you like you played a great show and it was high energy, but I don't hear as many people describe it as like I could feel his emotion
Because they think
I-
I'm yelling at them the whole time.
I don't
I
know
give
what
Joe
it is,
sexy
though.
thrusts
Good
of
emotion from
appreciation.
that. I'm just
I feel that with percussion, especially like hand percussion in particular. I can feel like when they're angry or I feel it in the rhythm, but I feel like there's a lot of folks that like without the tonality, they can't hear the emotion in the playing. Do you ever feel that from like random audience member? I don't know. It's almost like they don't give enough credit where credit is
With
due.
upbeat
you know?
music though,
Yeah,
you
he's
can kind of
bleak in his
dictate
mind.
the dancing emotion, and like you
Yeah.
can see like if you got a solid rhythm section,
Yeah.
the hips are giving you that feedback,
Yeah.
I guess what I'm saying
guess-
is you do it,
Shaking
but
them
don't give it as
hips.
much
Secure it.
credit, as much credence.
I think
you know?
2011.
One is I think I'm having a hard time talking about myself.
Yeah,
Two,
feel you.
two with that, I guess because since I do play the drums.
Yeah.
I do that. I listen for that like emotion all the time in the drums and stuff like that. So I guess
Yeah.
it's weird to think of like not listening to it as a part of the song. But I don't know. I feel like
I feel like to the layman, I don't hear them talk about it.
Yeah.
And that bothers me sometimes. Like I notice that they'll say like, "Oh, that guitarist was so."
Except that Phil Collins
Express-
drum intro. What's
Yeah,
that?
yeah. Exactly.
People talk about that emotion
Exactly.
right there. Like that's emotion.
Yeah.
That's like
Yeah.
total emotion.
That's
coming
Like
out.
maybe
Interesting.
people only notice you if you're on beat or off, but they don't recognize the musicality or the artistry of
Yeah.
the drum in a way.
The
Mhm.
emotion of it,
Yeah,
like
the
it is
percussion.
just as much of an
Kind of
emotional
symbols out a
instrument
lot.
as
I feel like
anything.
symbols are
Yeah.
pretty emotive as far as things go.
Yeah, or you switch to mallets and suddenly it's like orchestral and overwhelming, and it's like a wave crashing over you. I mean,
But I see.
I find it
And
incredibly
especially
emotional.
from being in like concert band when I was in high school,
Yeah.
and you're only playing one instrument. You're not playing the whole thing, so you're seeing how like this over here kind of rises this way, and this bass hit here kind of like makes this part pop, and this crash cymbal
Yeah.
here does this, and so it's cool. That's
let's
pretty
do an
cool.
orchestral song, you guys. That would be so much fun.
like right now.
Well,
That would be
we
awesome.
have 0 instruments in the room, but
I'll just do my whole drums on like big.
but I mean, it would be so
Big
cool to
concert
like
band stuff.
produce an orchestral song.
That would be awesome.
I know a cellist, so we've got one string.
Perfect.
That's good.
I don't know where I'm gonna find a big bass drum and xylophone and stuff.
I mean, you
Let's do
can't
it.
even get
Joe,
a
you-
gong.
Timpani. We need a timpani.
Yeah,
Those are
yeah,
cool.
yeah, we do.
Those are cool as shit.
Some
Yeah, we
Those
do.
are emotional as fuck.
Mhm.
So cool.
But I see you, Joe. When I see you at shows, I mean, you close your eyes fairly often. I think when you're playing, like you can
Mhm.
tell that you're in it, like you're feeling it.
Mhm. There's
Uh,
emotion there.
Yeah.
I don't know
Do you
if
think it's
it's-
just because you're pushed into the back and nobody can see you?
No.
Like, what if we put Joe in the front and everybody had to watch him?
Ooh, that'd be fun.
I wonder, is that part of it? Just the physical location of
Yeah, I've
the
seen
player?
people put drummers up front facing sideways, so you can kind of see everything that they're doing. It's a different experience for sure.
Yeah, when we played at Rockwood in New York last time, they put the drums on the ground, and like both times whatever.
You were like with the crowd.
So they put the drums in the and I'm
Were
like
you in
with
that
the
small-
crowd.
Were you in that small room?
Yeah, we were in the smaller room.
I saw a show there, and they did the same thing.
And so I mean that's where they like have always. I mean since we've been going there, that's where they always put the drums.
So you
And
were in
so,
front of the dudes?
So basically,
To the side of us.
So these guys are standing
It's like
on.
in
So there's
front
like
to
a
the side.
maybe a 15-foot stage, but it's got like a 14-foot piano on it.
It's got
Oh,
a grand
you know?
piano. Yeah.
So
Full
there's,
on.
like just this much space there for these guys, and then they put the rest of the drums on the floor, and then so people are walking in the door, and my crash cymbals are like right here, and they're like a foot away from me. They can hit the cymbal as they walk in the door if they wanted to. But it was actually kind of cool.
Very intimate.
It was
It's very
super, It was
intimate.
actually kind of
That's
cool because
crazy.
you know, I mean, I'm always looking at everyone else look at us, I guess, but
Yeah.
from the side, most of the folks were watching. I mean, the stage, guitars, the vocals, things like that, and folks were checking out the drums and stuff too. But it was cool to watch folks from the side, and then they
Whoa.
kind of get into it, and they like look over here, and then they look over here, and you know what I mean. They look at all of us, and it was kind of cool. Actually.
That
It
is
was kinda
really cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like playing a house show there.
Yeah, it definitely
has
is.
that feel.
It definitely is. But yeah, there's definitely emotion there. Whenever
Hell
I'm playing,
yeah.
I definitely go somewhere else. A couple places, like when we slow down, or if there's a big hit, or just feel it. Like I can feel it kind of wave through my body out into the drums there.
Yes.
That's fun. That's fun.
Yeah, and it kind of resonates through us. I think when the band with the rhythm, like you're saying.
Yeah.
Like I play the same songs with a bunch of different drummers, and it's weird how different the song can be by day depending on that. For sure. Different core energy outside of just like raw like technical stuff, like when just the way that they do certain fills or accent certain stuff can totally change the feel of a song.
That's a hard one.
Give
Yeah.
them
Do the
credit.
ringer.
I'm saying. Give some credit, ladies.
So yeah,
Love on the drummers.
gotta play those emotional drums with the ladies.
For real. I want them all to know.
We've eroded away all
We're
the-
lucky
all the normal
mofos that we
language.
get to do
Yeah.
what we love. You
You're
know,
right.
like we
feel
really
that.
are. I feel like there's so many people that play good music on their own, but they don't have the opportunities we have
Yeah.
to not only get to play good music, but play with good people and play at great venues and play in Austin, Texas, and the list
Mhm.
goes on and
Yeah.
on.
I feel like I
We're
can really
so lucky.
trust this group, and that's something that's hard to find.
That is really
That's
hard
your
to
first
find.
mistake.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, was that all right?
you're kind of in the
Damn,
circle.
not again.
We
You
all
need to
kind
get your hair cut and
I'm cutting the hair.
get a
Are
bigger
you?
It's
amp.
coming. I'm
What?
not going to tell
breaking
anybody.
news
I'm
on
not
the
gonna
Like
tell
the whole
anybody.
thing, or
And
like
you guys are going to be like, oh
just
my
a little
God,
bit?
he's out of the band.
Yeah. Just a little bit of it, or like the whole thing?
Oh, dude, you gotta.
You'll find out.
Uh-oh.
It's time.
Everybody look out. 2018, New Clinton.
2018.
Kidding.
No.
Joe, maybe you could wear his hair as a wig.
Oh my God.
That'd be hilarious.
What if I just
What if
let
next
Matt
year-
Jones shave it off during tour?
Oh my God.
There we go.
Dude,
Done.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, if
The
that's what
photo
you
for
have,
this
then just,
episode should just be a pair of scissors.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
snip,
I'll
snip.
leave a lock in every city we play in.
Yeah.
It'll be so romantic.
We can sell it in our merch.
Oh my God.
75 cents a
Yeah.
lot.
That'd be so weird.
God, by the time we get to Buffalo, it'll be all
That-
the
that
curly
is-
stuff.
The D-Day time is kind of like before it gets to be 100 degrees again. So, April.
Okay, April sounds about right.
D-Day time.
That's so funny. We'll just sell it.
So
All right.
All right, let's wrap this up.
be in the now.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. Wrap it up.
Now is now.
That's the
Yeah.
lesson. Wrap it up.
Oh.
Wrap it up, kids.
Wrap it up.
Thank you, Dre.
Thank you.
You're our most famous guest now at number 3. Yeah.
Yeah, most of your friends.
Only by default of quantity.
Thank you, Dre. That Girl
Thank you.
Dre. ThatGirlDre.com. Listen to her Spotify. Follow 14,000 plus.
Stop.
And yeah, go find like those Asian kids that are listening to it. Bring one to here.
14,000 Asian kids can't be wrong. You
Yeah.
know? That's
It's
what they
a-
always say.
It's a lot harder to find an Asian kid than you think.
Yeah.
You know?
All right, guys.
But if you find one in a high school,
Take
yeah, that'd be
that
great.
into
Yeah.
the new year with you.
I love you guys.
Go
Let's
to
have a
prom.
great year, y'all.
Everybody go to prom.
Yeah,
Go
let's
Fair
do it.
City.
Happy
Woo!
New Year.
Cheers.
Happy New Year.
Check us out at your prom. Yeah, yeah.
Your local prom.
Catch us at a prom near you.
California.